your Sales Navigator search has more than 2,500 results, then that is something that you'll want to break up or break into smaller chunks. That is because LinkedIn only displays the first 2,500 people or 2,500 results within that search. So there are 2,500 people, or there are 25 people on this page, and there are only 100 pages that you're able to access. So what we need to do is break this up into chunks of 2,500 or less. Now, the best way of doing that is to work with connections, so connection degrees, so second degree, third degree connections, or years in current position, years in current company, or years of experience. Now, the reason why you don't want to use something as company headcount, for example, is because some people don't have, or for example, some companies are on LinkedIn, so they're not linked to that person's account. So you might be losing leads for who LinkedIn doesn't know what their actual company headcount is. So if their company is not on LinkedIn, LinkedIn doesn't know what the company headcount is. So if you select any type of headcount, then those leads will be lost from your search. So the best way of breaking these up would be by connections of, for example, second or first degree connections first, which is usually a pretty small chunk. So this is 3,500 results. That's already an improvement. And then maybe you want to go with years of experience. Usually more than 10 years of experience is the lion's share. So that is more than 3,000. Or we can go with, let's say, years in current position, and we could say more than 10 years. That gives us 908. So this would be our first chunk that we'll scrape, after which we'll take out this and then we'll add all the other ones. So this then would be the second one, and this is the second part that we'll scrape. So this has around 2,500 people. And then we'll do the same for our third degree connections as well. So once we have these two chunks of the first and second degree connections, then we'll do the same thing for third degree connections. We'll just try the same thing again pretty much. So we can see, okay, years of experience, more than 10 years. That'll probably give us still a few too many. 3K plus, yeah, the exact same thing. So we want to go with years in current position. So this will likely be less than 2,500. It won't be. So you got to play around with the filters a little bit, and then the other chunks, so the other batches, you need to scrape separately. So that's how you break up your search, and all of these you can scrape separately. You can call them batch 1, 2, 3. The good part is that it also allows for some better personalization. So once you see, okay, hey, actually these people are my first and secondary connections, you could potentially use that in your outreach messaging. Or the years in current position is something you could use as well, saying, seeing how you've been, the marketing manager for over 10 years, I'm sure that this or that, or congrats on a new position, or anything in between. So there are a lot of different options for personalization as well. So it's not a bad thing that we actually have to break these down. This will just allow us to make these smaller batches or segments that we can then use for personalization. And that's how you break up larger searches and how you can scrape them all one by one using Line.